Hey butterflies, welcome back to Evolving Butterfly Goddess with me, Moe Nicole. Here we are all about evolving out loud in our life, our money, and our purpose to the energy of our ancestors. I want to thank you for your likes, your comments, your shares, and your subscribes here on the channel. It is always appreciated. And a major shout out to all the channel members as well as the members over on my website. Thank you for your continued support. You are appreciated, my love bugs. So we are getting into an 888, I was about to say ancestor message. So I guess this is an ancestor message. So I actually just recorded a 888 and Spirit said do another one. And so I'm recording it again. And wow, okay. So as I'm recording this, the moon is in the 8th house. I mean, not in the 8th house, it's in Scorpio, okay? Scorpio rules the 8th house. The number of 8 deals with power, control, secrets, the occultic. So like the darker things, it represents death. It represents transformation. It represents privacy. Okay. And so a lot of that energy with 8s, if you were attracted to this reading, I'm getting a strong energy of needing to take on a lot of those Scorpio traits of like privacy and having a control over yourself and being able to keep some things to yourself. Some of you all may be an oversharer. You may share a lot. You may communicate a lot with individuals and people. And it's like, okay, make sure you're not oversharing. Make sure you're not, overstepping boundaries, or you don't have boundaries. Because Scorpio represents dark feminine energy, a lot of Lilith energy. And there's no success without boundaries. There's no success without knowing how to separate things. Okay. And with this 8th house energy, with the secrets and privacy and I'm getting withholding information, this ancestor message is actually saying, you need to withhold 222 on the time. You need to withhold a little bit more information at this time. You may be an oversharer, okay? And an oversharer because of your childhood and how you were raised up. Most people who are oversharers, they come from homes of trauma. They feel like they have to over-explain themselves. They have to overshare as a way to show that they're trustworthy, as a way to show that they don't mean any harm to a person, as a way to show that they're being equal within certain things. So if you give yourself, you're going to get that back. If you're honest about yourself, people are going to give that back to you. If you're a nice person to everyone, you're going to get that back to you. That's a trauma response. Okay. And that's why a lot of people who have gone through trauma end up disappointed when things don't work out that way, when they feel like the good karma isn't coming their way that they feel they deserve. Because we don't realize when we do some of the things that we do, in a way, it's a way we've learned how to accommodate. And so it may even not be our real self. It's just something that we've been programmed to do because of what we went through, And so this is giving a vibe of someone wondering why things are not working out in a manner that you expected it to or how you thought it would. And a lot of that is coming to the aspect of that good person syndrome, okay? Tahuti in the reverse is not real. Just because you do good things for people don't mean that good things are going to come back to you. Just because you hold the door open for everyone, that everyone's going to say thank you back. And if you were looking for it and you get upset when they don't say it back, that lets you know that that's not your true programming. You were doing it for the response. Because if you weren't, you wouldn't care if they said thank you or not. And this is giving an energy of needing to tap into more Scorpio energy. This Tahuti energy, and it was in the reverse, which is actually Scorpio energy, because Tahuti is Taurus, which is the opposition of Scorpio. Okay. And so having the 2nd house energy being in the reverse is saying some of the things that you've been putting on your mantle as something that you appreciate and you love and you respect, and it's high up, it ain't even really you. You've been developed to think this way. You've been developed to feel this way. And that's why the world, some of you all have been feeling like the world has been hard on you. It's been difficult because that's not the way to look at it. Because the reality is that everyone in this world has free will and free choice. And no one is required to act a certain way. And the universal law is not required to give us anything because we do something good. What matters is what's behind the intentions. And a lot of times what be behind the intentions is another way to manipulate energy, because that was a learned trauma response. The segment, you had to learn how to pivot, be strong. This is the 8th card coming out, Leo energy. You had to learn how to pivot. I'm getting this energy of learned responses. Some of you all even learned helplessness in some way, but it's something about for your child. You need to go back to your childhood. And listen, I used to give homework on the channel, but I feel like people wasn't doing their homework. So that's why I moved it to the School of Transformation, honey. Okay. But really go to the drawing board. If you find yourself being in this space where you're wondering why things are not working out for you, you're a good person, you show up, you support people, you know what I'm saying? You do all these things. Why is good things not coming to you? First off, that perception is not the way of the world. And we have to ask, well, why did you do those good things? Because if it was really our programming without the trauma response, we wouldn't care. Many of us do things because we feel like it'll put us in a good light. And when we do that, it's not us being authentic, okay? We have to get to a place where we don't give a fuck, okay? And that's why a lot of you all may have not really liked me in my transition. So my moon has actually, it didn't transition into Sagittarius, but it just moved out of Scorpio. And so I had a lot of Scorpio moon energy in me. And so I'm very straight to the point. That's why I'm into talking to the other side, okay? Because I'm very in touch with that 8th house energy. We good. But that's why a lot of people don't like me. But that's fine, because a lot of people do. And this is getting to the energy of, if you're one of those people who care about what people feel about you, you're always going to end up with the short end of the stick. See how she's holding that stick segment? It's something about from that childhood, though, with that Ace of Wands, that has you back. So what needs to be looked at? Well, that's not the question I want to ask. Ancestors, how? I'm hearing go to the drawing board and have compassion for yourself. Okay? A lot of us in our adulthood, we're doing things that we learned in our childhood. We don't even remember what caused it or what created it. Okay? But first off, with this process, have compassion for yourself as you're changing, as you're getting deeper into your spirituality. Be nicer to yourself. And some of you all, you were made to feel like it was wrong to say no to people, like you couldn't say no, or you couldn't, you know what I'm saying, not want to do something. You had to, you know what I'm saying, you couldn't ask questions. And so you just learned how to accommodate. And so as you're going through these changes and working through it, you need to go to the drawing board. And if you're not a part of my journal circle, I send out emails every Sunday in regards to journal prompts every week to help journal through things. But you got parenting when I split the deck. It's something about how you were parented, and you need to break a lot of the conditioning that you went through. I'm hearing people pleaser energy. Okay, some of you all had to become a people pleaser to keep from getting hit, or to get from getting hurt, or called names, or, you know, that's not everyone, but that's a lot of you all. And as you're cleansing this ancestral lineage, you had ancestors who learned to act and be that way too, which is why they passed it down. But it stops with you. It stops with you. It's okay to have boundaries. It's okay to say no if you don't want to do it. Okay? It's okay to have boundaries. It's okay to say no if you don't want to do it. And it's okay to withhold information. You don't have to be an oversharer. You don't have to be an oversharer. You don't have to be. You have spirituality and spiritual career. Some of you all may have a spiritual career, or may really be into spirituality. And so you're relearning yourself. This is 77 and 78. I was just sharing with the members how many people mix spirituality and religion together, and they're not the same. One is a relationship, one is a practice. And it's time to strengthen your relationship. Listen, we were going over today in class. We started part 1 of decoding the Bible, and we were looking at different magic that's in the Bible and different spells and things that are written in the Bible for you to say or to speak out, or the different curses that happened. And many people don't know that some of the things that are in the Bible are in there, you know. But then there's literally the entire book of Psalms. Each chapter helps you heal a part of yourself. So maybe some of you all need to, it's the book of Psalms, understanding Psalms, even if it's just from a spiritual perspective. You don't have to be religious, okay, to read Psalms. Like a lot of members in my, they're not religious, but we study and, you know, read everything and learn from the higher power. But it's something about going to the book of Psalms, and it's something about hearing my cry. It's time to, because even in I want to share this, even in the Bible, they said no. They had boundaries. They casted spells. People died. People were denied. They was even sacrificing lambs. Starving people. Like, it was a lot of dark. Okay? And so this is giving an energy of even God has dark and light. If the God, the creator, and we're made of the image, some of you all were created to stay in an energy of exile. And you need to break out of it. You know, that exile is a metaphor. And with this metaphor, it's like the 40 years of being in exile from your true spirit and what you're truly meant to do because of being misguided. And it's something about from your youth where you weren't guided properly. You know, it's easy for us to be like, oh, it's okay, just keep being a good person. The karma and the good stuff is going to come back, or your riches aren't here, it's in heaven. These are ways to make sense for why you're not getting what you want, right? Or why things are not happening the way that you want. But I feel like a lot of you all is giving this energy, like this ancestral energy is saying, we did the same thing. We did the same things. It's time for you to break the cycle. Like, this is why many people in your lineage did not reach certain levels in their life, because they didn't truly know their power. They were raised up to be sheep. They were raised up to follow other people. They were not raised up to be in their power or to fully connect with the higher power. And we want to have our power in connection with the higher power. without the rules. We were going through Leviticus and was just like, no one in life is following this. You know what I'm saying? Things go with the times. It's a new generation. You got family members coming out. It's a new generation of energy. It's a new generation of energy that is coming out at this time and breaking free from what you didn't know. You got healing that's coming out, breaking free from what you didn't know. My diffuser just went out, so I think Spirit is saying I need to end this reading here. We have finding. You're finding yourself again. You're finding yourself again. You're not a good person if you're only doing something because you want a good result back. That doesn't make you a good person. Okay? What makes you a good person is to fully and divinely have a connection with your higher level self and connection to the higher power and living authentically as yourself. Say no when you want to say no. It's time to create your own path. I love you all. And as always be real, always be true. Don't be afraid to do what you want to do. Period. Thank you to everyone who has purchased from my tea and my candle company. Congrats to everyone who got the different giveaways. I gave away over $100 of stuff today. And so as a thank you to you all here being on the channel, I appreciate you all. I'll be doing some more randomly here and there. So I'm grateful for you all being here. And so keep evolving, y'all. Keep growing. And we want to keep harvesting the things that was meant for us. Let's not harvest the plants and the flowers of things that were planted before us that we didn't have control over. And get connected to the higher power, minus all this other dogma and everything else. I love you all. And as always be real, always be true. Don't be afraid to do what you want to do at the end of the day. Period. I'll see you all later. Bye.